Hey, Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple of minutes. Hey, I'm testing out this thing, right? Excuse me. Because I normally do YouTube on my phone, right? Well, I'm at my laptop in my office doing it right now. So I'm like, what's the difference here? I want to make sure that this thing is actually working. Okay. So hopefully someone can hear me. If not, that's okay. But anyway, I'm just testing this out because, like I said, normally I do this from my phone, and for some reason, when I do it on my phone, it does not go on to my page, which or my channel, which doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I'm Russell of Hotels, just in case you hadn't figured that out. I'm a hospitality consultant, hospitality personality. Um, I say personality, but come with a wealth of experience in the hospitality or hotel, specifically space, right? So over 25 years in this hotel game, worked at 14 different hotels, started out in housekeeping as a housekeeping manager, worked my way up to front office, did some food and beverage, been an assistant general manager, been a general manager, been a director of sales and marketing, been a sales manager. Not in that particular order, but I think you get it. But yeah, so I come with a wealth of experience. So when I say I'm a hospitality personality, I don't just throw it out there lightly. I actually come with some experience too. So that's why I can say all those things. But what I do for hotels and for people, basically content creating, I assist them with their creating content. This is creating content. People don't even know that doing these lives is actually creating content, right? It's creating content for me, for the brand Russell of Hotels, to let people know that, hey, I'm still around, and hey, what do I do? So once again, Russell of Hotels. I'm a content creator. I do hotel site selection, which means I assist companies and organizations with finding the proper hotel for their next event. If that's a retreat, a some type of trade show, a conference, a convention, just a golf outing or whatever. Anything that requires sleeping rooms at a hotel, I'm there to assist them. 10 rooms or more is considered a group, but because I have an IATA number, which means that's what travel agents have as well, I can book individual rooms too, right? So I get people, call me, hey, can you give me a room here? Can you give me a room there? And sometimes I say, yeah, I can do that. Just sometimes it just requires a phone call or an email to get some things done, but it just depends on where the hotel they want to stay in, right? So my job is to go around and around the country, not just here. And I'm based in LA, but not just here in LA. My job is to be a resource to people. So it behooves me to go around and experience different hotels, right? So like 2 weeks ago, I was in Memphis, Tennessee, right? Stayed at the Peabody. So now I can talk intelligently about the Peabody Hotel, just in case someone is they're going to Memphis, right? So I've at least stayed there, the Sheraton, as well as the Hyatt Centric. So I know I'm familiar with all three of those properties, and I can talk, like I said, intelligently about those to anyone who's interested in staying in Memphis, like in the downtown area. That's not too far from Beale Street, where everything is happening, right? So I not only go and check out the hotels, but it equally is important to check out the destination too, because a lot of people that a lot of groups that I have going there, they want to know what there is to do. If we're not having meetings, what is there to do? So my job is to kind of scout around, if you will, and see exactly and experience as many outside activities as I can. So when I was in Memphis, one thing that I did was went to Bill Street, checked out some blues clubs, which is really cool. And then also went to there's a distillery there. There's probably several distilleries there, but there's one downtown called the Old Dominic's whiskey distillery, which is like 100 years old, I think. And it was cool. Well, the whiskey is 100 years old. The distillery is not that old, but it was great to check that out because I never been to a whiskey distributor or distillery before, and just to see how they make it and the four ingredients that they make it with. I mean, it's just kind of crazy that it's only four ingredients to make whiskey, right? And the process of how that goes. So I would, anyone that is interested in that, I would say, hey, you need to check out the the distillery tour. You know what I mean? So they let you taste it. They let you see how you know, the different stages of it, and you can touch it. You can touch the grain or the what they call it, the I don't know what they call the mash, you know, the grain, the mash, or whatever they call it. It's really cool, right? So but anyway, so those are things that I do. And I do these lives every single day, Monday through Friday. And like I said, I just come on and talk about things that either, you know, from my past experience or things that, like, I just got off the phone with someone just a little while ago, right? And it's always surprising that some people that you don't think follow you, you know, they actually follow you and they remember some of the things you talk about. Because I have a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is a live hospitality talk show. Comes on every Tuesday at 1 p.m. California time, live here on YouTube as well as LinkedIn, and with the replay on the same platforms as well as Facebook and Twitter. So this person I happened to talk to, a friend of mine, hadn't talked to her in a while, and she said, "Hey, I've been checking out your show," right? I'm like, "Oh, really?" You know, I'm just thinking, "Yeah, right. You checked out one show." Well, she goes into detail on some of the things that I talk about. So it's just interesting that you know that people that you don't think watch you or follow you actually do, right? So it's always important that you continue to do that, right? Because, like I said, you never know who it's reaching and who it's helping. And she happens to be in the same industry that I'm in, happen to do some of the same things that I do, but some of the things that I was talking about resonated with her. Would like say an example would be like the younger generation of say salespeople, how they rely 100% on email, right? They don't call people, right? Sometimes, especially when you're going through sales agreements and things like that, it's better to have someone on the other phone and you can go line by line and discuss things, right? And say, hey, I don't like this. Can you take this out? And this is the reason why, right? Now, it kind of gets lost in translation if you're emailing all that. And I understand the purpose of the email because you want to make sure you have documentation as well, right? I understand that you can still do your documentation, but it's better for certain things that you go over on the phone as you're looking at, you know, looking at your screen or looking at a contract or a sales agreement. And you say, hey, okay, I like this, I don't like that. The language is not for this particular group. You know what I mean? So you know, you have it, you're telling them this, right? But then, you know, you can also, you know, write notes and email that to them later as far as the changes are concerned. But sometimes you have to pick up the phone and call, especially these days when we don't know if the same people that signed the contract last year may not even be there anymore, right? And sometimes we keep calling or we email and we don't get responses back. Well, a lot of times that means those people aren't there anymore. And the only way you can find out if someone's not there is if you call the hotel and say, "Hey, is Jill Smith still working there?" "Oh no, Jill Smith left 2 months ago." Damn, well, who took her place? Okay, well, you know, Margaret Johnson did. Okay, well, then can you transfer me to Margaret Johnson? I'm Russell Etman and I have a contract with her, and our group is coming in the next 3 months, and I need to talk to somebody. Okay, let me transfer you to Miss Johnson. Boom, now you know Miss Johnson is there, but you only knew that because you pick up the phone and call, right? So don't rely 100% on the phone. Go old school. Okay, I mean, on email, go old school and pick up the damn phone and call somebody. Okay. So there you go. That's all I'm trying to say. So but other than that, these lives don't necessarily have to be long. They just have to be just informational, right? So hopefully I just threw some information out there for somebody. If not, that's okay. I'll try it again tomorrow. So you know, and never get discouraged when you start these lives, right? Because when you first start, and always start where you are, right? Don't try to, well, so and so is doing this or he's been doing these lives forever. You know, okay, well that's him or her. We're talking about you. Okay, where do you start? You start where you are, right? So every live or every show that I do doesn't get you know, all the viewership or the engagement that I want, but that's okay. That doesn't discourage me from not doing it because guess what? It's reaching someone, okay? And that's what you wanna do. You wanna make sure you reach if you're only reaching one person, okay, well, then I've done my job if I reach one person and whatever I'm saying resonates with someone, right? So you just wanna continue to do it because if you're trying to get your brand across, which that's what I try to do, is get my brand, the Russell of Hotels brand across, and let people know what I do. Let hotels know what I can do to assist them getting their brand across, right? Um, because a lot of hotels don't do a lot of social media. Let's just throw it out there. Let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of hotels don't do social media, okay? And when they do it, they don't do it consistently. Meaning they do it one time and think, "Oh, big things are supposed to happen because I posted one thing. I posted one piece of content. Now all of a sudden, the whole world is supposed to know that this hotel exists." Well, that's not the case, right? It's not the case for hotels, not the case for my brand or anyone else's brand, right? So you have to continuously do things. Okay, so be consistent, add value, and be yourself, especially when you do these lives, right? Be consistent. You got to do more than one. I do it. How many times I say I did it? I do it every Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12 noon. Okay, so that's when I do my lives. Okay, so that's consistency. Two, add value. Make sure you're adding value to someone. Make sure you're, giving information about, if that's, the meetings that I do. I'm a hotel site selection person, so I can help you with your hotel site selection. If you're a company or organization that needs help with finding that right hotel, doesn't matter where it is. It can be nationally, it can be internationally. I've done meetings. Last year, I did two meetings, one in Greece and one in Italy. So it doesn't matter where it is, right? You just have to reach out and I'll let you know what I can do to help you, right? So let people know that, be consistent. Let people know that's the value part, right? What about, oh, I just have a single reservation. Can you help me with that? Can you find a hotel for me for my family? Yeah, I've done that. I've done family reunions. Okay. I do my own family reunion, right? Every other year. So we go between probably three states: Arizona, California, and Nevada. Okay. But also we've done Oklahoma before and we've done Texas. So, and it's about 200 people that attend, right? So your typical family reunion is smaller than 200 people. So I've done, 200 people for a family reunion, right? So just the hotel part, the hotel, because everybody in the family, we have a committee, right? Everybody has their role, right? My role is to get the hotel, right? I sign the contract, I make sure the meeting space is there. But as far as menus, if someone else does that. As far as the outside activities, someone else does that, right? So everybody does their own specific thing. As far as accounting and are we staying on budget? Is everybody paying their money? Well, that's another person that does that. So we're all pretty um, have our own department, if you will, right? So I stay in my lane and they stay in their lane. Well, hopefully they do, right? So, but yeah, so add value. So maybe I'm adding value for that, and then be you, right? It's important that you be you and don't try to be someone else. I'm Russell. Okay, I'm Russell Edmond. That's me. It's hard enough trying to be me without trying to be someone else, right? So just be you. If you're naturally funny like I am, then you continue to be funny, right? But don't try to force it, right? So just do what you normally do. Just have a normal conversation, and things come out of that. Just having a normal conversation, right? So it comes out that I am funny, right? Without trying to be, right? And I laugh at my own jokes. So I can entertain myself, I amuse myself, so I don't need anybody else to do that for me. But anyway, so those are things that I do, right? So and like I said, I do these lives. I do it here on YouTube and I do it on Instagram as well. But please feel free to hit that little wherever that button is, the subscribe button. If you can hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, I would appreciate it. My eyes itching. But yeah, so hit that subscribe button. So yeah, so I'm right here in my home office. Normally I do my office of the day, which is a hotel. So I'll work from the lobby of a hotel or wherever they have Wi-Fi within the hotel. Last week I was at the Garland Hotel in North Hollywood, which is near Hollywood, but it's the north side of Hollywood, right? It's actually its own city, right? So I was there because I had a group there, right? So I said, you know what? Let me just pack up my stuff and just go and make that my office of the day. And I had lunch there. I hung out in there. They have a courtyard area, which is outside of the lobby area, and the Wi-Fi works out there too. So I was there posting up probably most of the day. So that's what I do, and I post about those things too. So that's a thing that I help hotels with, right? Ask for it or not, I'm gonna do it. If I'm at any hotel, I'm gonna post things, and that's gonna be my office of the day. So that gives them um, some some street cred, right? So because I post the things, right? I create content based on that, right? So I do a video, I post content based on that particular hotel, right? This is my office of the day. This is the Garland Hotel, located in North Hollywood, down the street from Universal Studios, down the street from CBS Studios. The nearest airport is Burbank. I mentioned all those things right off of Ventura Boulevard. I mentioned all those points of interest for people to know, and that's kind of that's branding for that hotel, right? If they ask for it or not, those are things that I do. Those are things that I bring to the table when I say I create content for hotels or tourism boards or DMOs, what they call themselves, the destination marketing organizations. So I create that kind of buzz for them because you want to put stuff out there and let it bounce around the internet, right? So, but if you don't put things out there, it's not going to bounce around the internet. So there you go. So those are some of the things that I do. Once again, Russell of Hotels. I'll be back again tomorrow to do another one between the hours when between 9 a.m. and 12 noon California time. So anyway, you guys have a great day and happy Thursday. Peace.